Hello loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's a channel where we have conscious convos. Today I'm starting a new series called Reflect and Evolve, and it's basically where I'm just gonna have, I think, maybe 15 days of shadow work. I'm pretty excited about the series. I feel like it's a nice way for us to deepen our understanding of each other. This is really going to consist of just like shadow work prompts and affirmations. The prompt that I have today, or the topic that I have today, is really just moments that we're not proud of. We all have moments that we aren't exactly the most proud of. We don't really tell other people about. We kind of want to forget, you know? I think it's important that we shed light on these parts of ourselves and these moments because they can help us understand ourselves better. That's kind of what shadow work is in the first place. We all have these moments and we tend to call them moments where we get outside of our character. This can look like keying somebody's car after they cheat on you, screaming when you feel like you're being attacked during an argument, physical altercations, saying hurtful things to somebody during a heated moment. All those things are examples of moments we are not exactly proud of, but they happen. Because sometimes we can be really hard on ourselves for the things that we don't want to talk about and the things that might haunt us because we don't want to talk about it. So I want you to think of a time you got outside of character. What was the circumstances? What led up to that moment? How did you feel getting outside of character? And I'll better explain later why I'm putting quotation marks. Did you feel like it was out of defense? Did you feel like you had to protect yourself? Did you feel resentment, hatred, anger? But for me personally, when I think of a moment, some moments that I'm not too proud of, a moment with my parents come up. It was a very dark time for all of us. We got in an argument with him. I would generally explode because I generally did not know how to regulate my emotions at that moment. Feeling those emotions really made me feel like, okay, this is completely outside of my character. This is not me. But then at the same time, I had to realize, like, well, if I can do this, then it's part of my character. I use this example and I feel like I'm leaving a lot of details out of this because at the end of the day, I mean, this is my personal life. But the point is that the way I am and the way I show up, I'm not a very angry person and very understanding. So for me to then be the opposite and yelling and mad, not being able to hold my temper, made me feel like I was generally outside of my character. And really, if anything, that was my shadow. It was my shadow trying to protect me because it felt all these heavy emotions coming up, and it felt me trying to already protect myself by running away and still being faced with the same things. And I generally feel like that was my shadow self trying to protect me in the best way that it knew. What we have to understand is that we don't give our shadow selves credit. We don't give our shadow selves credit because when we really think about it, it's there to protect you. It's doing everything in its power to protect you in the ways that it thinks is best. And sometimes your shadow doesn't always know what's best, and that's okay. But with the things that it's learned and experienced with the world, it's trying its best to protect you. I'm saying it, but shadow self, I don't want to say she, he, they, it could be, it's just, it's a part of me, okay? And that's the best way I can describe it. We hold so much guilt and shame for our shadow selves because they seem undesirable. What we have to understand about duality and just being is that you're not being to be desirable. You are the universe within itself. That's a whole lot of complexity, and this is the way that you show up. But we cannot mistaken the parts of ourselves that don't always come out, but come out when they're needed. Our shadow selves come out when it's needed, and sometimes it doesn't. And that is when we, take the extra step to figure out what belief does my shadow have that it has now, did it feel like it needs to protect me in the situation. And all of that is to say that these moments that we're not proud of and these moments where we come out of character, these are parts of our character. They're very much in our character. It might be in your character to be defensive, and that is something that we can shift and form, but we can't act like it doesn't exist, okay? This is really just the reason why I want to do this series, because the more that we accept these unattractive parts of ourselves, judge it or over criticize these parts of ourselves, the more we welcome our full self-acceptance. And with full self-acceptance, your life will reflect that. I wrote things down for this, but I do still kind of feel like it was all over the place. I just got scared over my own shadow.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Y'all, that's actually pretty on theme. I thought there was like a fly coming towards me. It was my shadow. Which just all goes back to me saying, like, we are looking afraid of our shadows because we don't want people to see the real us, but it's parts that come with us. So the more that we can accept it, the more that we can accept it in others, acceptance all around, the more love is in the air. Come on, like, this is domino effect. I think that we truly fear our shadow selves, just like every part of ourselves needs to be heard. Every part of ourselves needs to be heard. So it's important that we make the time for it, like our inner child. There can be moments where our inner child needs to be heard. Whether you think your shadow self is your inner child, that's up to you. Whatever relationship you have with that is cool, but they all come together and they're all the same thing, and it's all you. So the affirmations that I'm going to leave you guys with today is, I let go of shame and welcome in understanding. I understand that my shadow self is here to protect me in the best way it knows how to. I hold compassion for all parts of myself. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is day 1 out of, I'm gonna say 15. I don't know, because I was gonna do 30, but I don't know, y'all. I'm excited to start the series and I'm ready to take you guys along with me. Comment down below if you're comfortable, some moments where you are not so proud of and what you learned from them. Yeah, just comment what you want to share about this. You can comment your answers to these prompts or just how you feel about this video. If you guys have any topics you want me to talk about. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.